I hope you guys are ready for an epic 20,000 man online 4 vs 4 custom map battle, because I know I am. And do not blink during this battle because you might miss some crazy stuff, as this is just an all-out brawl to a death, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how this one does play out. So before we get started, I'm going to go ahead and actually pause it for now, and then maybe stick it on slow-mo in a second so we don't miss any of the action, because it's going to be a crazy one. I really want to say a massive thank you to the people who sent this battle into me. I really appreciate these epic 12-12 battles. Always looking for more Medieval Kingdoms 12-12 online battles, so it's great to actually get some, especially when they're this goddamn epic. 20,000 men! It's actually almost 21,000 men. It's just crazy. So many soldiers ready to fight and die. So we kind of have a west versus east type battle. Over on this left-hand side, I guess on the blue side, we have the forces of Milan, Toulouse, France, and Croatia, I believe. So we're going to be seeing a lot of these heavy knights just charging into battle, lifting up the standard very high, because there is actually a really cool standard model right here, which helps buff the men around it. It's just really cool, and I love the little icon picture as well. I think that's really awesome. So this will help, rally the soldiers. And there's actually an interesting rule in this battle that if this gets killed by the eastern factions, then the battle has to stop. Then the commanders have to fight each other one-on-one, and then the battle can continue. So it's really in the interest of Milan and the forces of good if they keep this alive, just to keep on winning. But if they are starting to lose, maybe sacrificing this, could be a good way for them to single out the enemy generals and 1v1 them. We also have the forces of Toulouse right here. You can see their heavy, awesome looking knights right here. Really cool. And then we finally, I believe, have Croatia and France. Croatia and France over on this side. Yeah, we have the Croatian heavy infantry right here, armed with maces, hammers, and swords. We can also see their kind of elite infantry back here as well. Always love the look of these guys. Very nice. And then finally, I believe the French are situated over on this right-hand side. Again, I love the French here. No, this is Toulouse right here. So where the hell are the French? I know the French are here somewhere. Where for out are you Frenchmen? I honestly... Oh, there they are right here. Okay, so we found the French. And again, look at that detail on them shields. Oh, it just looks so good. I cannot wait for the 12-12 campaign. It's going to be absolutely amazing. There's so many cool units straight off the bat. Then over on this side, I honestly could not tell you what half these factions are from just looking at the pictures, which is what I was doing with the other faction. But we've got some really cool looking units. I know there is the Sultanate of Rum in this faction, and I believe there's a few other eastern ones as well. Really cool stuff. You can see the pyramids in the back. Definitely a psychedelic map, and the Colosseum and stuff. There you go, the Sultanate of Rum's right here. Some heavy archers. One of the really cool things about 12-12 is that their archers, the more heavily upgraded you get your archers, the better they are in melee combat. So you're not paying for that extra marksmanship, you're paying for that kind of survivability and being able to throw them into a melee engagement, which I always thought was a really cool way of, improving missiles without just making them slaughter everything. Oh, we do have Serbia, so yes, this is Serbia and the Sultanate of Rum. I'm not too sure what the other factions are. We got some heavy armored Serbian infantry right here. Kind of like their helmet. That's kind of like their helmet from Riddick, the Chronicles of Riddick. I don't know if you guys can get that reference, but you kind of know what I mean from a few of their kind of officers, which are really cool. So we've got some catapults, some more Serbian, these like Aragonese mercenaries right here, which is kind of cool that they've kind of entered into the fight. And then we finally have this faction over here again. I could not tell you. This is the Principality of somewhere, but I couldn't tell you where it is. We're going to see lots of heavy infantry. And one of the things I love about this battle is that it's only 20 minutes long. So we've got 20,000 people fighting, and it's only going to last 20 minutes, which just goes to tell me that this battle goes 0 to 100 really quickly, and the action just explodes into some really insane stuff. We're going to go ahead and lower my in-game sound though, because I can already tell that this battle is going to be a loud one. So let's go ahead and just stick the master down just a little, and that should be fine. I probably should just turn myself up, but it's fine, because we'll have some awesome music on the end as well. So we can see that all the infantry is basically just trying to cross the river right off the bat, get across these bridges, field themselves in the main battle, And I need to say as well that the battle map itself is really awesome. I like how both sides start away from the main battlefield, but normally what modders tend to do is they tend to make this kind of open area across the bridges like really small. But I love how the modder has made this a huge island for the teams to fight. I love how everything's connected. We have like a colosseum battle that's going to erupt. We have all the interesting kind of positions over here as well as both sides fly across. This is going to be a very, very cool battle. And if you guys enjoy this, be sure to drop a like and a comment down below, because I know I am very excited. I mean, just look at that as more infantry comes flying into the Colosseum. Definitely going to be a battle of three sides. But I love how the infantry is just forming up, raring to go. We've got infantry I mean, just look at that. It's awesome. Basically, the entire army here. I mean, just look at out here as well. There's like 5,000-6,000 men just forming up in their own battlefield. This is one of the things I love about these guys who send in these battles, is there's always so many really, really interesting engagements going on. There's never normally just one or two battles. There's always just 3 or 4 huge engagements. And I mean, just look at this right now. Absolutely epic as they form up, and then the forces do come clashing in from the red team, trying to break through these pavilions. You've got missile fire coming overhead as well. One of the crazy things about these battles and about the pavilions is that the pavilions are such a tanky unit. They're not going to go down quickly, but nice move here by the red team, breaking their way through the central flank. I guess I'll call them the eastern team, and the other side westerners, because they're kind of more west versus east is kind of the theme of this battle. They have actually found a big gap through the enemy formation, and they can use this to their advantage. If they can break this infantry, they can then pour more through this little gap right here, and maybe hit some of the missiles. As the fight's over on this side, these battles have not fully erupted quite yet, neither of this side. I'm going to have to play on slow-mo during this as well. Does look like the Easterners, mainly the Sultanate of Rum, have formed an epic formation right here, really curving round. So if the Westerners do push forward, they're going to be under assault from the flank. Does look like that for French forces are going to be sending some of their dismounted knights up here to deal with this infantry, with a few crossbows going in as well. I mean, my god, this is just insane. There's just so much action going on, and I goddamn love it. Hopefully you guys do as well, so if you are, please drop a like and a comment. I know I ask for them a lot, but on a battle as epic as this, I think it is only deserved. And I also feel we have to do some slow-mo on this, because I also want to take a look at this little position right here without missing out on too much. So how cool is this right there? It's like an entire overlook with the artillery, which is a really nice map design. So the map, the artillery can still hit the attackers coming in, but it's not going to kind of, completely put them out of position, which I thought was just really cool. And we even have some reserve lines back here for the Westerners. Lots of infantry and cavalry waiting for their time. I think, honestly, they're going to have to reinforce in the center right here, which is exactly what they are doing, but they need to be very careful, because if this center breaks and the Easterners charge through the gap and kind of make their way around the side, they could completely envelop the forces on either side of this battlefield. Does it like the Easterners, or Serbia to be precise, are going to move some of their cavalry inside the city. However, it is the Westerns are set up in a formation that it's very hard for them to get outflanked, but there is a small gap here which they could get through and break into the enemy. We also see the banner standing back here, which is ideally what the Easterners want to try and kill and break down. The main engagement at the moment is going to be in the Colosseum and out on this flank right here, as we see more infantry, more men just going in. I mean, this battle right here could be an engagement by itself, right? This could literally be a full-size battle. Not to mention the other engagements still going on. So the French are really pushing on this side. They're going to be receiving some archer fire and crossbow fire right here, which is in a perfect angle just to volley in onto the side of these non-shield wielding knightly infantry, which are kind of more halberd based. So they're going to be getting the archer fire into the side through this side street, which is pretty crazy. The rest of the French infantry, though, is going to be advancing up in shield wall, and the Easterners are going to be matching them, trying to just collide into their battle lines, breaking them down. And this entire engagement it's just going to erupt into some pretty crazy pockets of resistance. Because the thing is, each of the French battle lines are kind of going a little bit further than the rest, so this gives, you know, the cavalry a really good time to push up. We actually do have a cavalry force of Milan coming in as well, rear charging this unit of Royal Pikes. Really, really effective, almost breaking the spearmen down here. We also see the Westerners pushing up all of their missile forces now to try and retaliate against the Easterners. Have also set up their missile line. It does also look like the pike line is prepared to hold, but this central fight is absolutely crazy right now as the Eastern cavalry is pouring into the battle looking for blood. And one of the crazy things in 1212 is that knights aren't just countered by infantry in prolonged combat. Knights will hold their own against most sword infantry. Spears obviously will do a bit better, but the knights are very strong and very tanky. So, you know, even though they will be fighting infantry, it doesn't necessarily mean they're gonna lose. Knights obviously at this period were the dominant feature of most battlefields. And it's great to see that really kind of come through in 1212. This knight unit getting absolutely slaughtered by the camel riders, and you're going to be getting another charge by the Easterners, just smashing into the Milan cavalry, Milan infantry, running right through them, then charging directly onto the back line. We're getting a bit of lag here and there, and that's obviously mainly down to all of the crazy battles that are going on all over this place with this many units. I mean, Attila was never built like this to handle this many crazy battles. So we'll just play on slow-mo for a little bit, and that should sort it out, and then kind of come back to it. I mean, slow-mo is always fun to watch because there's just so much action. But as always, I just wish the battle sounds were on in the background as slow-mo was happening, because it's like it in Medieval 2, you still have battle sounds. It's just kind of annoying that that was cut away. So over on this left island, we do have, who's here? Is it Serbia? Is Croatia? Croatia versus a principality of somewhere, and they're both fighting. Does look like the Eastern force, though, is starting to break through these halberds a little bit, retreating them back and actually making some good ground. You can see this one actually getting slashed down, and as more and more infantry do fly out. We also have a little bit of a cavalry push as well, as both sides try and muscle their way through. We have the elected Pavis up against the Volga sergeants as well as the heavy knights. I love the Croatian cavalry, or this is actually Toulouse cavalry. These guys with their black armor looks awesome. Really, really nice. And we can see them moving in, fighting with their maces. The maces should be great against the Pavis, but other units may struggle. We do actually have a really nice cavalry charge right here. I don't know how they managed to break through, but they charged onto all of these crossbows, and they're just going to straight wipe them out. That's crazy good for this side of the battlefield and the red team, because all of their crossbows are completely fine and shooting. That's crazy that one unit of men-at-arms from Serbia managed to do all of this. Really nice work by that player. As more artillery comes flying over the top, obviously to find its mark. It's just a crazy thing seeing the Colosseum and the pyramids. Wow, what a big hit right there. That's going to completely change up how this battle on the right-hand side does go as they try and focus down the men. So more infantry sent in by the Croatians here, looking to hold the Colosseum for as long as possible. But the archers back here are really doing some work along with the crossbows. They've actually gone ahead and broken this unit of Pavis spearmen, who are normally designed just to absorb missile fire. I think they have something like a 90 missile block chance, which is crazy good. That soldier taking an arrow to the head before going down. Oh my god, look at that. It's a perfect shot right through his helmet. As the Colosseum battle does continue on, we even have some knights back here just simply waiting for their time to charge in. And then we go back to the main engagement, which is also flying in. And interesting to note, the Easterners are using their armies to go through the Colosseum and reinforce here, which is not a bad idea whatsoever. It does look like the Westerners are making ground in this position, but losing ground elsewhere. Their knights are charging forward, trying to silence the missiles, and we're actually going to get a bit of a traffic jam here, which is going to be perfect for the Milan knights, who are going to follow up on this and just catch these guys off guard as they kind of clash into one another, which is not going to be good for them. We'll just do one little glimpse down the main battle line, and then we'll dive straight back onto normal speed, because I feel like the battle is just always so much better whenever you do have them battle sounds going off. A lone horse there roaming through the battle line, as we have Milan with their heavy two-handed infantry breaking up against the Easterners' swords and spears. Some more Milan spears there. When do we get into the French battle line? So it's kind of the Milan and French battle line mixing into one another. I love the curved shield of the French as well. I think it's a really nice, just kind of unique thing to them. Very, very interesting. More cavalry trying to find their marks. These gaps do appear in these battle lines, but all of these crossbows just simply try and just pierce down these knights as quickly as they can. Obviously, though, if any knights do get through, it's not like the crossbows are going to be able to reload fast enough to take them out. So there's one little glimpse. You can see the Colosseum is not looking good for the Westerners. Neither is this right flank. This right flank is being absolutely crushed as we go back onto normal speed. Balance of power wise, both sides though losing pretty much exactly the same amount of men. So, you know, it's really in the balance. It's kind of like the Easterners are winning the center and the left, and the Westerners are kind of breaking them over on this side. But again, it really depends on who can get that cavalry onto the back lines, because if anyone can kill these missiles for free, that's going to be massive. That's a lot of soldiers just gone from the battlefield. We are having a lot of horse archers here focusing down the Milan pikemen, which is a pretty good situation for them. We can see the horse archers right here. They're going to be trying to take that down. Who went? The left flank? Oh, yeah, who routed? Was it this faction? I think Toulouse has been broken completely. It's probably this faction right here. Yes, I think Toulouse has been completely smashed. They did not stand a chance on this right flank, just outmatched by missiles, and the cavalry getting around the flank has been huge. I mean, the infantry, there's not really too much infantry left here, but there's enough. And there's a really nice flank going on right here by the forces of Serbia in the Colosseum, trying just to break their way around the back of the Croatian swordsmen. Definitely like the way they've done that. And that missile fire is just looking to break the enemy. It's not so much looking to do damage because they're using flaming shots, just trying to break them as quickly as they can. The last stand of the Croatians, though, is going to be fighting for some time now, and they're going to be trying to hold off. But we have seen pretty big gaps appearing in the formation. And we're going to get a really nice rear cavalry charge here by the French heavy knights. They're going to be countercharged by the Easterners as they come flying in. But I think that was a complete worth cavalry charge because it opened up 4 of these units now to push on, kill the archers. So it's really good maneuverability here by the French and Milan knights, looking to do some heavy casualties. Is the banner up here as well? Where is the standard? I can't see it anymore. Has the standard been killed? I don't think the standard has been killed, but I can't see it, so maybe it has. God damn, I'm an awful commentator. I'm supposed to be checking out where that bad boy is, and I cannot see it. Because you should be able to see it somewhere. Oh, we've got elephants over here. The elephant's going to come flying in. The elephants they're trampling over a few of their own men. Well, the elephants are going to be looking to come in. Oh, if I was the Croatians, I'd get the hell out of here. As the armoured medieval elephants come flying into the battle here, just to try and take out as many of these Croatians as possible and rout them. I mean, the morale is being pretty shocking right now with the huge casualties they're sustaining. And the eastern side, the red side, is slowly starting to take this balance of power bar away. So it's going to be up to the French to really make some moves, but that's exactly what they're doing. Their knights are really coming in clutch here, and they're winning a lot of these positions. Their cavalry is just running amok in these back positions, fighting the enemy cavalry themselves. So, you know, if they can reform, they're going to have to completely turn around and move away. I feel like, yeah, the French have easily done this. All these crossbows, are they going to get a volley off before the knights come flying in? No, they didn't. Oh, what an impactful charge right there by the Easterners. The red side doing great there, but then the French are going to come up. One of the enemy generals going down. I mean, I don't know what one it is. There's plenty of them in combat. But yeah, really nice move here. The Milan and French forces, and I think they did also have some Toulouse infantry over here. Definitely did kind of prove their dominance. But obviously it's to be expected when the Croatians are about to deploy so many men. However, it's not like they've got an easy path across this river crossing to go and then outflank the enemy. They still have to get across these bridges covered by archers and infantry. So it's not like it's going to be an easy charge across the river to outflank the main force at the other side. And also you can see that the crossbows are set up perfectly here, that if anything comes through the Colosseum gates, they can just take them out. So pretty nice setup there. I mean, if I was the red side right now, the eastern side, I'd just move all my infantry to the city center, or to the right-hand side. Because this is seemingly where the battle is being taken place and kind of where the strength in the Western Army does lie. Seems like there's a lot of missiles left remaining as well for the French and Milan on this side. So killing them must be a top priority. But it just seems like the French have so many knights left remaining. This one unit of spears is rushing back. The Aragonese is spearmen for Serbia, trying to get back to stop this unit of cavalry. As the crossbows and archers continue to volley. They are going to get in their way, which is pretty nice, but they just need to get some cavalry force through. I mean, there's another gap appearing right here. Maybe the cavalry can just circle round, break their way in, and try and take these guys out. We do have some Aragonese swordsmen, though, right here. Are these mercenaries? Is that Aragon? No, this is Serbia, right? I'm pretty sure this is Serbia. But it just looks like they're using a lot of mercenaries. The Colosseum fight is pretty brutal as more forces reform up. And yeah, we are going to see exactly what I said. We're going to see a lot of the crossbows just completely move their direction over to this bridge. I honestly don't know where the standard went. Like, that was supposed to be the focal point, the cool rule of this battle. And it's dead somewhere. I mean, if we just look down the battlefield, maybe we can see it somewhere. I can't pick it out at all. So I have no idea where it died, if it died. Maybe you guys saw it when I wasn't paying attention. Because it was here for the longest time. And it has its own cool picture, so it should be easy to note. But honestly, I just cannot see it. So yeah, it looks like the Easterners are going to be holding up in this Colosseum, trying to keep the enemy at bay, funnel them through these choke points. But yeah, as you can see, you know, it kind of works in their favor. They've got a lot of missiles themselves, a lot of cavalry. And I think we're going to see a big cavalry push right around the back and try and enter into this Colosseum. Yeah, this is going to be like a siege of a Colosseum as the Easterners do fall back. The band's power has kind of shifted back in favor of the Westerners. They've got a pretty nice advantage, almost a 700 man exactly advantage right now. 800 man, apparently I can't do maths. Yeah, they've got another, they had an 800 man advantage, which is really, really nice for them. And they still have a lot of very deadly missiles and crossbows, which are obviously going to be so vital to the battle itself. We can see them forming up, though, in their shield walls. The shield walls do give them some nice defensive bonuses. The burning oil right there as well, the elephants. Very, very cool. And we don't have to really worry about this right flank whatsoever. We have a bit of cavalry engagements going on right here. A few crossbows still finding their mark into the horses. I love the horse armor on some of these horses as well. Like, that back piece is really cool. The cavalry is going to dominate here and charge down and maybe get that back. I mean, the cavalry has already made its round, but the artillery is going to get overwhelmed. Some of this dismounted Elector Guard are going to try and stop them, and then they're just going to decide that this artillery piece is lost and try and get out of there. Because even though this looks like a halberd unit, it's a two-handed kind of weaponry unit. So it's not going to be doing that great against cavalry, especially if we have more cavalry turning up, which is exactly what we do. More cavalry entering this battlefield. I think the Westerners might have the advantage going into the late game of this battle. Another brutal cavalry charge. I mean, cavalry is just key in 12-12, and much like it should be. At the moment, we just have a heavy crossbow off. I don't know, though. The Westerners are starting to run out of missiles. Considering that the Easterners still have a decent set of crossbows left remaining. Plenty more infantry. Yeah, we are going to see the Easterners try and break out here in this awesome-looking defensive formation. Going down a little divot and then up the hill. It's a great position for Milan and the French to try their best to hold. I mean, that looks pretty epic. We have the elephants making their way in as well. Oh, that looks crazy cool. As archers just get exchanged back and forth. The pikemen turning up as well to help aid the battlefield. Yeah, once these pikes go down, that would be very, very useful. The elephants coming in, but I think the elephants may be rampaging right now. Yeah, the elephants are rampaging. Luckily, they do get into the enemy ranks, and they're just going to be running down until they are killed. But they are going down fairly quickly as more and more reinforcements just move in to plug this gap. How's the cavalry? The cavalry is completely smashed through this battle line. And there's so many crossbows just sitting here, waiting for them to be killed. Reinforcements having to be sent to protect these crossbows, which is so vital if they want to have any chance of winning this battle. We're also going to be getting the enemy general flying in as well. It's very hard to tell who's who. This is the Serbian general. I hope this is Serbia and I haven't just been mistalking them all battle. As they do go flying in, I think the crossbows are going to be following through this arc, just trying to get any arrows off. But again, the Easterners infantry is breaking, and I think it's going to look pretty obvious who's going to be claiming this, as we have more cavalry coming through the arches now into the Colosseum. This is Milan's general right now. Let us have victory. Wise words. The cavalry is being broken here, but it looks like the Milan general is going to try and rush through this gap to try and hit these crossbows in the back. Oh, the infantry line has now broken, and that's going to signal the entire Western force forward across the bridge. We get into melee combat, and I think once they get into melee combat with these crossbows, it is over for them. The cavalry, the Milan general, trying to break his way through, but actually getting silenced as the fighting does continue through these huge arches. I mean, this has truly been the ultimate medieval battle right now. As infantry gets sent flying back, there's not many infantry left for the Serbians whatsoever, and I think they're the only ones that are still remaining on the field. So let's see, it's a few of the Principality faction again. I just can't remember what it's called. But the Westerners are going to claim victory here, that is for sure. They've even managed to get some crossbows round the side as well to shoot into the routing men. The Milan general fighting bravely, rallying to his men to come here. He is deep in the enemy ranks, and this just goes to show the power of knights. He's been here for like a good minute, fighting, surrounded by heavy infantry and crossbows. He does go down now, and he's given his life, but hopefully that'll rally the rest of his infantry on. There's about a 1,600 man difference in favour of the Westerners, and only really, crossbows left remaining. As they pour down the streets of the Colosseum, more cavalry being sent up. We have Toulouse general bodyguard being brought up into this engagement, as well as the French, the Croatian general as well, going to be smashing into the backs. We also have some pretty heavy engagement right here. I love the look of these dismounted Elector guard right here. Awesome. I love the bloody cape as well. That looks really cool. Smoke atmosphere of this battle is unmatched. What an awesome battle this has been. The Westerners are going to claim victory though, as the last of their men come in, but not a bloody cost. I mean, they lost 8 or 7,500 of their men, which is a pretty insane, a number of men to lose in this battle. The final crossbow is going down, and that is going to be it as the cavalry charge comes flying in to end this one once and for all from both sides as well. As the Toulouse cavalry flies in, and there we have it, a Pyrrhic victory, but a victory nonetheless. Wow, what an insane battle that was. That was just action, action, action from the get-go. I also have no idea where this standard went down and when the generals fought, because I was too busy getting blown away by the engagement itself. So let's take a look at some of these kills, because I want to see who racked up the crazy amounts. So as we take a look at Croatia, is it going to tell me? We actually have to see. There we go. The Elector of Trier, I think is how you pronounce it. Maybe not. So we'll start off with the forces of Croatia. You can see their knights getting over 100 kills. Very good. The rest of their infantry not doing too crazy, but their crossbows coming in clutch. The French forces, 1,700 there. Oh, we had Joan of Arc as well. Awesome. Didn't even notice that. Hopefully, next time, if you guys send in these replays, let me know about all these cool generals and stuff, because I'm too busy taking a look at the overall scale. It's quite hard to capture 20,000 men fighting in 3 different positions all at once. But, that's cool that she was in the fight. I don't know if she has a custom model, if it's just a picture. We'll have to try and take a look at that next time. The French infantry doing great, and the French, oh my god, almost 400 kills on this cavalry unit, and this one 300. The French cavalry coming in clutch. Going over to Toulouse, we do have, again, their halberds, so their sergeants doing great, and their general as well, pretty nice. With one of their knights, so 2 of their knights getting close to 200 kills. Then finally Milan, yeah, their pikemen doing great, and this unit of foot sergeants getting 300 kills, and their general 280 as well. Very nice kills right there. Taking a look on the eastern side, we can see their crossbows, man. 269 kills there, 165 or 95 on the cavalry, and even their infantry doing really good. Taking a look at the Gurid Sultanate, again, their cavalry doing pretty decent. I mean, and the elephants as well, 190 kills. As I was saying, you know, cavalry is key in this mod. It just is really tanky and strong. The heavy infantry right here, though, for the Sultanate of Rum, 234 kills. This archer unit getting 258. And then finally, Sicily. It was Sicily, and I was calling it Serbia the entire time. You guys must be so triggered in the comments. I apologize. Sicily. Sicily, Sicily. I need to remember that flag for next time. But 400 kills on both of their Pavese crossbows. That's probably the highest amount of kills in the game, that's for sure. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. If you did, be sure to drop a like and a comment. Let me know if you want to see more 12-12 online battles on the channel at these epic full-scale invasions. I'll be sure to do them, and I'll see you guys in the next one.